Okay, so some people have asked me for this, how free should the Heli spin and, you know, that kind of thing. And I will tell you that if your system's too tight, your motor will get hot, your batteries will get hot, and you'll have low flight time. So now this Heli's well worn in. Don't expect a new one to be this loose, but it should be close. But bottom line, you should be able to spin the head, and it should be pretty darn free, as you see. Things that don't make it free are you know, something could be wrong with the auto rotation clutch, your belt too tight, something back here in the tail too tight. But bottom line, again, it should be pretty darn free. And as you can see, this one's super free because it's well worn in. You know, it's got a lot of time on it. A new one won't quite be that free, but it certainly should, when you spin it like that, it certainly should make a couple of revolutions. If it slows down rapidly, you got something too tight, so you need to find out why. Additionally, the fly bar, a lot of people ask, well, how tight should the fly bar be? As you can see, this thing's pretty darn loose, and you want it around there as well. If it's tight, your servos will be working, and the thing may be a little bit sensitive or sticky when you're hovering. You give it an input, and then you go to center, and you're kind of chasing around. So the fly bar should be pretty free. Okay, with that, I'll zoom in on the Heli and talk about a little bit of maintenance. Okay, so another thing that reduces power is if your pinion and your motor's too tight. I'm going to show you, I'm going to spin my main gear. Now this main gear is well worn in. In my other video where I tell you how to set the pinion, I tell you to get it so there's no backlash at the high spots with a little bit of backlash at the low spots. And that starts out a little tight, but soon it wears in. But when you've got a nice free system, when you've got a nice free system, as you can see, I'm going to try and get my hand in here and spin it the other way. You can see how free that is? It should be pretty darn free and spin that easy. Okay, if you spin it and it stops quick, you know, like that, you got something too tight. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of maintenance, or at least what I do every flight. Get yourself some oil. A lot of people like Tri-Flow. This is just a light machine oil. I do this every flight because there's things here that are bushed and can wear out quick. One of the things is the screw in the seesaw here that holds the seesaw to the head, that's bushed. So I like to put a little drop of, just a light drop of oil there. Where the washout block slides up and down on the main shaft, put a little drop there as well. And where the swash plate ball rides up and down on the main shaft, put a little oil there. Okay, so oil, and oil there. Okay, on the back at the tail here, what you want to do is on the pitch slider, because the pitch slider's bushed. Let me turn it around here. Because the pitch slider's bushed, you want to put a little bit of oil on the shaft. Usually I do it on both sides. You know, move the servo. Put a little bit of oil on both sides and kind of move the pitch slider back and forth to work it in. But once again, that's a bushing riding on a shaft that's spinning, so it'll wear real quick if you don't oil it. So you want to oil there. I do that every flight. As you can see, it flings around a little bit of oil on my paddles, but you clean it up. And another thing, part of maintenance, is since you're oiling this, it can collect dirt. So use some alcohol every now and then. Make sure this main shaft isn't black and yucky and dirty and everything, because you get dirt in there, it's going to start binding. So you want to make sure it's clean, so clean it every now and then. Another thing I do every couple of flights is go over all the balls, check the balls, make sure they're not loose. A lot of people, they look at it and it looks okay, but what you'll find is the ball will actually move on the screw. If that's the case, the screws have backed out just a little bit, and that'll cause slop in the system. Now, on my system here, it's pretty worn now. It's got a lot of flights on it, but you can see how much slop. This is with a lot of flights. It's not bad, okay, but you can see a little bit of slop there, and that's coming from the bushings wearing and the screws here on the seesaw, the bushing wearing on the main shaft here. That'll cause the washout block to waddle a little bit. So you want to, you might want to replace those. The bushing's replaceable. Quick tip here: if you don't want to buy this metal washout, go buy the plastic XL one. Push the bushing out of this, and put the new bushing in. By the way, same thing with the bushings and the seesaw up here. Is you can go get the XL cheapy plastic one, push the bushings out of here, and replace them. So those are kind of the wear areas that start to develop slop. And of course, once your swash plate bearing could start to wear out too, and if you'll notice, there's a little bit of slop in my swash, but not bad. Okay, so that's basically what I do with the oil. Again, a free system. It should be fairly free. A new one won't quite be that free, but it certainly shouldn't go spin it and then slow down real quick. If it is, you're going to burn up electricity, your batteries will get hot, motor will get hot, that kind of thing. So anyway, a little ad hoc video for people that were asking for how the heli should look and spin free in maintenance. Okay, hope this video was helpful and enjoy. Hi.